For his part, after the debate, Donald Trump is not slowing down the rallies, and they're not going any better. Trump speaking to empty chairs and slurring throughout an entire rally in Chesapeake, Virginia. Very, very light turnout, as you can see in this image. Empty chairs absolutely everywhere. And Donald Trump slurring his way through the speech, attempting to say landslide.
We want a landslide that's, and remember this term, too big to rig.
Right. We absolutely need to have a landslide. As many of you know, Donald Trump has been referring to Joe Biden as Joe Bride. At the Chesapeake, Virginia rally, it was Biden.
He had a news conference today because Biden used his...
Yeah, Biden. And then, more substantively, Trump going back to his confused rants about electric vehicles, planes, tanks, and apparently no knowledge at all of batteries. Take a listen to this.
These guys, you'll never get them done. You'll never get them done. They don't have any clue. All they know is electric. They want electric army tanks. They want electric planes. What happens if the sun isn't shining while you're up in the air? Well, sir, those, I told you there'd be problems, sir. No, they want electric everything. They want electric boats. The problem, the boats, they don't float because the battery is so heavy, it sinks the boat. They say, we don't care, we want them anyway.
Really genius insights, of course, on technology, as you can see. And, for all the concern about Biden's brain, Trump doesn't even seem to understand electricity and batteries. Then getting into global warming as a topic, and Trump saying global warming is nothing other than very nice warm days.
That's your threat, and we don't even talk about it. We never even met. Can you imagine this guy saying global warming is the greatest threat to our country? Global warming is fine. In fact, I heard it was going to be very warm today. It's fine. It's fine.
It's a warm day. That's all it is when we talk about global warming. And of course, this is appealing to the lowest common denominator. It's always important to remember that when these questions about global warming come up, just because you acknowledge climate change and that human activities on Earth are having some impact on that, it doesn't presuppose or guarantee a particular solution. Not necessarily anyway. It would be, let's start with what the facts are, and then from there, we can figure out what the solution is. But these people are so scared of whatever caricature they've been told they will be subjected to if they even acknowledge human activities as having a role in climate change. I don't know if they think their SUVs will be taken away. At one point, it was gas stoves. At another point, it was they weren't going to be able to have a burger anymore. Whatever it is. If they start from a place of everything I like will be taken away if I acknowledge this is a real thing, that's how you get to appealing to the absolute lowest common denominator the way Trump is there. Trump rehashing the probable lie that he won't give any money to schools with vaccine mandates.
And I will not give one penny to any school that has a vaccine mandate or a mask mandate.
Now, unfortunately for public schools across the entire country, if Trump is serious, which he probably is, but doesn't even know how things work, every public school has a vaccine mandate. But it's just not the COVID vaccine mandate. As I've said before, to go to any public school, there is a list of vaccines that you need to have. You're not forced to get the vaccines. It's just if you want to avail yourself of the public school, which is free out of pocket, obviously it's paid for through property taxes and other taxes. If you want to avail yourself of the free schooling, then there are certain requirements you have to meet. Some of them are behavioral. You can't behave in a certain way and stay in a public school. And there are also medical requirements. So I guess Trump plans to take away funding from every single public school, which, as crazy as it sounds, these right-wingers hate public school. So they probably would do that if given the opportunity. Trump also during this rally surfacing the term black jobs, which was a new term to a lot of people.
They're taking their jobs and they're taking the black jobs, people that have had their jobs.
Right. They are taking black jobs. They're just straight up taking them from people. This is a guy, if you want to make the case that Biden should drop out, I'm willing to listen. as I said at the beginning of the show, maybe he should, maybe he shouldn't. I don't know what actually sets up the Democratic Party to defeat Trump. Some polling I've seen suggests one thing. Other polling I've seen suggests something different. But the case to be made that it is Trump who should drop out, making no sense at any rally, not understanding any concept, being a convicted felon, being a civilly liable rapist, having absolutely no real understanding of what the democratic institutions of this country are, mean, and were intended to do. You can make a very good case that it is Trump who should drop out. And I apologize for the other aspect of Trump that, interestingly, not a lot of Trump coverage today. There's one other thing regarding Trump that I must cover, and I apologize in advance, but hundreds of you wrote in saying, David, please weigh in on this. Let's talk about that next. Stop letting governments and corporations control what you can access online. Use private internet access, a VPN, which changes your IP address so you can make it look like your computer is anywhere in the world. And this gives you access to all sorts of content you wouldn't normally be able to get in your home country. Our sponsor, Private Internet Access, is the only VPN fully optimized for streaming and large file sharing, and it is the only VPN to demonstrate legally and technologically they do not record your internet activity. With private internet access, I can watch Argentinian soccer matches not normally available in the United States. I can watch a whole bunch of great shows on the UK and Australian versions of Netflix and Hulu. Imagine turning on your Netflix and having hundreds of new big name shows you can watch. You can use it on all of your devices with just a single account, including your TV. Private internet access is so easy. Your great grandmother could use it. You just download it and click one button to turn it on. That is it. Get private internet access for 83% off. That's just $203 a month plus 4 extra months for free. Go to piavpn.com/Pacman. The link is down below.